I know what you're thinking. Creativity in dentistry? What's that have to do with me? I mean, I've studied dentistry. The science is not the arts. I became a hygienist 37 years ago. Can you believe it? The correct answer is no. But I've kept abreast. I've maintained continuing education. I know what I'm doing. And I have loads of experience. So what can creativity do for me? Besides, I'm not creative. And if I were to get creative, then I might just have to change. And change is hard. Change is hard. The only time any of us ever changes is for the reasons of avoiding pain or gaining pleasure. Wouldn't it be nice if we could avoid some of the pains that go on for years in the dental practice? That old broken record that's played at our semi-annual staff meetings, where the front desk recruits, the FDRs, what I call them, feel overwhelmed that they are in control of the schedule and it's never perfect. Wouldn't it be nice if the doctors wouldn't feel hounded because they can't keep on schedule? Or that the assistants didn't feel like they were being dumped on when things did not go smoothly? Or that the hygienist didn't feel appreciated? Maybe your issues in your office are greater than that. Maybe you're finding that the cost of running a business is skyrocketing and the income is not keeping pace with that. If that be the case, then we're all in trouble because no business can survive when it goes in the red. Maybe you're finding that you're having an overturn of staff, and that overturn causes major league stomach lining loss and investment of time, energy, and money that you really can't afford. Or maybe you're finding there's an infection in your office. A staff infection, no pun intended, but where your staff may be bullying, maybe inharmonies, and things are so dysfunctional that it's affecting the morale of the staff, affecting the morale of the clinicians, or affecting the morale of the patients. Whether your problems be small and irritating or whether they be large, it's like the water on the beach. When it continually washes at you, eroding you, washing across you with these negativities, it does deplete our energy and it does deplete our passion for our chosen profession. If they're big problems, a crashing wave against the beach will eventually collapse. And that collapse could be your practice, or more importantly, your health. As a professional photographer, a master photographer, as well as a hygienist, and I've run a business for over 20 years, I can attest how important creativity is, not only in creating your business, maintaining your business, but in growing your business. Today, more than ever, creativity is needed. Innovation is imperative. And unless we have that, we get stuck. And the pain of being stuck is real. Google, the #1 service engine in the world, recognizes the need for creativity. They search the world over looking for the most creative minds, and they bring all their staff together for innovative parties, all sitting around the table throwing out ideas, the good, the bad, the ugly, the little, the small, the big, because it doesn't matter. What is small may in fact trigger inspiration, trigger innovation, trigger an idea that becomes great. They are so good at it that Google has recently this summer hosted a summit in Dublin, Ireland. The summit is called SAVE. The acronym is SAVE, S-A-V-E. And that stands for Summit Against Violent Terrorists. And Google has brought in 60 people from 19 different countries across the world. Ex-neo-Nazi skinheads, ex-Islamic terrorists, ex-members of violent gangs, and the people that are affected by such extremists, the victims. And they have sat around a table brainstorming to come up with ideas on how to make the world a better place. Thank goodness for us that Google believes in creativity. We are all creative. Picasso says that we were creatively born, but we got educated out of being creators. How did that happen? Our education system does focus on the left brain, linear, logical, analytical brain, does not focus on the right brain, the creative, intuitive, and innovative brain. And we have learned to shut that down with time. With direction and with practice, we can step into that creative field, that creative zone that triggers the right brain. And magical things begin to happen when the right brain becomes involved. New dendrites are formed, new synapses are formed. We end up having theta brainwaves firing off, and this actually rewires our brain so that when we create, we can create more. The more we create, the more we can create. Our brain is a muscle, and when we learn to step into the creative field, we actually come up with all kinds of innovative ideas, new ideas, solutions to problems, and answers, right answers, many right answers to problems that plague us. A side effect of learning to do this in our business is that we carry that with us into our lives, and we learn to create our lives when we learn to play as children have played. So I request the opportunity to lead your teams in a seminar that helps us learn techniques for stepping into the creative field, that helps us do creative thinking. And my goal is to help you find a goal. And not only find a goal from these new ideas that are sparked, from these solutions that come up, but also offer you tools in order to reach your goal. So, is creativity important in dentistry? Is it relevant? Absolutely it is. For only when we step into the creative field do we find new resources, do we find new ways, do we find answers. I implore you, let's be creative in our practices, because that will be the only way that we will step forward and be forward-thinking businesses. Because it's truly true that knowledge is limited, but creativity is not. Thank you. Hope I got it. Thank you, Mom.